Australia. From penal colony to prosperous democracy, Australia did not begin as a dream of freedom or prosperity, it began as exile. In 1788, British ships arrived at the edge of an unfamiliar continent carrying prisoners, soldiers, and administrators. This land was chosen not for opportunity but for isolation. Survival was uncertain, order was fragile. Yet history often forges resilient nations not through comfort but through constraint. Australia's transformation from a penal colony to one of the world's most stable and prosperous democracies is not a story of conquest, revolutions, or charismatic leaders. It is a lesson in how institutions, values, and civic discipline quietly shape nations over time. Geographical isolation played a defining role. Cut off from major power centers, Australians learned self reliance, cooperation, and practical problem solving. Ideology mattered less than outcomes. What worked mattered more than what sounded impressive. Long before colonization, Aboriginal communities sustained one of the world's oldest living civilizations, rooted in land stewardship, oral knowledge, and collective responsibility. Colonization brought dispossession and injustice. Modern Australia's strength lies not in denying this past but in acknowledging it and working toward reconciliation and inclusion. Progress remains imperfect, but the willingness to confront history reflects democratic maturity. Unlike many nations, Australia did not rely on strongmen or mass upheavals. Instead, it invested steadily in rule of law, independent courts, professional bureaucracy, and predictable governance. Power was restrained, authority was accountable. Over time, institutions became stronger than individuals. Social values reinforced this framework. The idea of a fair go ensured equality of opportunity without entitlement. Mateship fostered solidarity beyond class or origin. Informality reduced hierarchy, but responsibility preserved order. Freedom existed, but within rules that protected everyone. Immigration reshaped Australia, bringing people from across the world. Diversity was welcomed, but cohesion was safeguarded. Civic rules and shared values remained non negotiable. Integration was expected, not optional. This balance turned diversity into strength. Education, skills, and economic realism played a quiet but vital role. Learning aligned with productivity. Trades and universities were both valued. Prosperity followed consistency, not shortcuts. Australia still faces challenges: Indigenous inequality, environmental pressures, geopolitical uncertainty. Yet its democratic strength lies in its ability to debate without collapse, reform without chaos, and adapt without abandoning core values. Australia teaches the world that nations rise not through outrage or rhetoric but through trust, discipline, and institutions that endure. A nation is not defined by how it begins, but by the choices it repeats over generations.